any day of my life. You know me, my dogs, stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die. This ain't nothing for the pack. Got 16 sitting in the lap. Whole squad all dressing all black. Every single last.
Well, Coach, the good news for now, no snow in the forecast, but plenty of scarves and mittens in this sea of orange at Empower Field at Mile High, just west of downtown Denver. A moment ago, through a shower of pyrotechnics, it was the hometown Broncos taking the field as they get set to do battle with Derek Carr and the Oakland Raiders. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season, Week 17, is underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5. They'll run with Love. He'll have a first down past the 40. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down. Another good carry there for the NFL's second leading rusher, and we've talked on air, off air about his MVP candidacy. Make a case for him.
But I'm just going to tell you point blank, it doesn't matter whether he's first or second or even third in the league in rushing yardage. That's not the main deal. It's how he gets those yards and the impact he has on his ball club.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. This is the former Jet and Brown, Isaiah Crowell. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Carr completes it, and this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
First down, Raiders.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
And a Raider first down.
Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. 1st and 10 at the 19. Carr going to throw. And this will be caught. Tyrell Williams. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. From the gun, it's Carr. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now the young man who was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie, it's Phillip Lindsay. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Go. You ain't going nowhere.
Now Locke throwing on 2nd down. Flushed out right. Incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Throwing his Lock on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Nassib, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Second-year punter Colby Wadman out there now for the Broncos. Back deep, J.J. Nelson. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Taking it about the 36. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. On the NFL scoreboard, an update from up in Seattle. And the 49ers are out to the early lead. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. They'll start the drive with Love here. And they'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, Love. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
Throwing his car on 3rd down. And that throw intercepted. It's Chris Harris, the Pro Bowl corner, that his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. After the turnover, here's Locke. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Lock again here on 2nd and 10. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Running to start the drive is Love. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw his car, and he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. The sack there by Bradley Chubb. Here's Brian Anger now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Here's Williams to return. Whoa, shifty.
Whoa.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And the magnitude of this game, everybody knows it. The fans, obviously, the players and coaches. There's just within a palpable buzz right now. They know they control their own destiny.
Win, and you're in. And I think every player wants that. I think every coach wants that. I haven't been an organization yet that wants to be in a game where they have to rely on other teams to get them to their goals. In this situation, it's very cut and dry. Win, and you're in the playoffs. That's their mission, that's their challenge, and you know they've chosen to accept it.
And what they told us is this has been the most focused week of practice we've had all year. You wouldn't expect any different.
Yeah, and you know, at the beginning of the season, you have multiple goals. They just have one now, win the game.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Hey, Alpha.
Block will try again on 2nd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Maurice Hurst has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get, because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
Go! Hey, orbit! Yes! Shoot!
On 3rd and long, it's Locke. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. 35 yards that time on the punt, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
On second down, it's Love. He'll have a first down past the 40. And finally marked down at the 23. And he's taken down, but not before he gets to the Broncos' 23-yard line.
First down, Raiders.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Carr gives to Rashard. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Tackled by Bradley Chubb, the number 5 pick in the 2018 draft. Now they'll throw with Carr. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Bradley Chubb in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And he's got his tight end. This is Luke Wilson. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to 4th down. The kick by Carlson is good. Last season for Carlson, bit of a strange rookie year. Won the Vikings job, then was let go week 2 after going 0 for 3, but he picked things back up.
Remember, he was drafted to cure their kicking woes, and he ends up going 0 for 3 against Green Bay, including the potential game winner. Gets cut, picked up by the Raiders, 16 for 17 the rest of the season. I'd say at the end of the year, a pretty good success story.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. The results for them so far, not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. From the 24, Locke. He's going to go for a big play downfield. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Hunter Renfrow, 76 yards, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Come on now, let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Throwing on second down. Carr, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here. On the NFL scoreboard, they are in the 2nd up in Seattle. And the 49ers are out to the early lead. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. The drive will commence with a run by Lindsey. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Well, we talked about Philip Lindsay so much last year, but it bears repeating. Undrafted in 2018. The Broncos would sign him in May, and that was a good decision. He would have a 1,000-yard season, 9 touchdowns en route to a Pro Bowl appearance. So from undrafted to playing in the Pro Bowl in 10 months, that's pretty clean living for Philip Lindsay.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
Look at me. Ready?
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. He's got the 1st down here inside the 30. And he takes it all the way down to the 22. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Go! 50, plant. 54. Let's go, defense. Our time. Let's look at me. Zipper. Get it.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. And this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos. Cortland Sutton, as the 1st half is winding down. And the Broncos push further out in front.
And that lead is now 7 with a chance to go to 8 or more if they want to get crazy here, which we don't expect. But I just know the way the game's being played, the analytics, there's going to be a lot more going for 2 in a lot of situations, isn't there?
Yeah, there's going to be. And I think their focus here, they don't want to give up anything going into the lockers on the other, and just a little bit of time left on the clock.
Yeah, they don't want to do anything to erase the good feeling they have right now by getting this late score in the half.
And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want...
Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the 1st half. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the 2nd half. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the 2nd half of Week 17 is underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
Set,
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D. Hey, Haywood. Hey. Step.
To throw it is locked. And that will be incomplete. But the passing game right now for them, not overly impressive. Last week he hit on right at 50%. This week he's under 50%.
And it's not just on him. Protection, a few breakdowns along the way that's made him get off the spot. Receivers not getting their way open downfield. The coverage has been awfully tight. They've got to all get together and find ways to make this passing game get in gear.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 2 yards, good enough for a first. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Carr. Lets it go for Nelson. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Cut. 18 Gator. You're out. 61. 2.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Lindsey. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. On 3rd down, here's Lindsey. And he's going to have a 1st down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Get ready? 50.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Tyre Whitehead, top 10 in tackles last year, up to make the play. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Hey, Team 6.
Now to the air, Lock. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the rookie from Clemson, Trayvon Mullen. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Now a first down run is sniffed out from the start as they'll drop him for a loss of 4. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play, and that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Now Carr. He's airing it out for Williams. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Carr. Over the middle, complete. It's Love. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Here's Locke to throw. And Sanders has got it complete. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down. The 6th season in Denver now for Emmanuel Sanders after those 4 years in Pittsburgh. And you may recall Sanders tore his Achilles December 5th last year in practice. But before the injury, he was on his way to another 1,000-yard season. Would have been his 4th in his first 5 years in a Bronco uniform. And now at 32 years of age as he tries to return to full speed.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
You must be getting tired of seeing me. Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. Go.
On 2nd and 9, Locke. Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Carl Joseph. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Shoot! Watch the shoot! Kill. Hey, turn it up.
They'll run again with Love on first down. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. The Pro Bowler Chris Harris is in on the tackle. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. Derek Carr, 3 fourth-quarter comebacks for the Raiders last year, and they only won 4 games total, so they've got some experience dealing with tight ones. They'll get this out wide. It's Nelson with it. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get it.
And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
You got to think this is likely 4-down territory anyway, but they'll try to punch it in now on 3rd and goal. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, here's Locke. Trying to lay one up deep. And got his man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Lock it.
Shotgun snap and a give to Lindsey. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A Bronco 1st down there, 12 yards on the play.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Here we go. 50, plant. Let's get some penetration here.
Another run by Lindsey. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Here's Freeman. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Open man is born. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. They're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And that'll push the lead up to 8. And from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
Well, they needed the touchdown and the two-point conversion, but they're not going to get a shot at either. This is a great play here defensively, Brandon, and at a time that they sorely needed one. And that could be enough to help get them out of here with a victory.
Now it's Freeman. Carl Joseph up from his safety spot to make the play.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Again, they'll run with Freeman. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th.
Down. 18 Gators. Mike 54. Leo. Mike.
On 3rd down, Freeman. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. It's a pickup of 5, and that should just about wrap this one up.
There's a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on 3rd down. That pickup there was big because they had struggled throughout this one.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
And watch the leg.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike.
Come on, boy. You better be. Hey! Don't be scared of it.
54 is Mike.
They'll actually throw it with Locke. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Nassib in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and I think the game balls need to be distributed on the defensive side of the football, and I bet that you would agree.
Yeah, if you hold a team under 10 points, that's a job well done. Really well